want to thank Peter for putting that question. Peter, you and I have worked in the past over such things as immigration, and you've hosted many panels, and we agreed on many ideas. Immigration to Canada from China is at its all-time highest. Unfortunately, over the last 5 years, when the Conservatives took over, we've seen the waiting times of people coming from China take longer and longer. And now, with the immigration minister announcing that family class, especially parents and grandparents, we're going to be taken down from 16,000 down to 10,000, that's all going to increase the amount of time that it takes. In that, you're keeping families apart. In that, you don't give the opportunity to the families to reunite. In Scarborough-Agincourt, we have a healthy population of people from different parts of the world. It's the most ethnically diverse riding in Canada. And I always say the following: respect your neighbors, accept them as equals, celebrate our differences, and embrace where we're going. And when you take those 4 words, respect, accept, celebrate, and embrace, and you take the first letters of those words, you got R-A-C-E. Folks, we're all part of the human race. And I want to talk to you about my street and the people that live about my street, and my neighbors, the Greek, the Chinese, the Serbians, the person in the corner, which is from Jamaica. We all, this is Canada. This is my street, my Canada. This is what it's all about. We integrate, we come together, and we form what's uniquely Canadian. We form the future of this country. We form the world DNA.
Hi, Peter. First of all, to address the very first issue about where you find information out about the platforms for the Green Party, anyway, is on our Green Party website. And if you look for a document called Vision Green, it's a 135-page document that'll outline our policies on absolutely everything, soup to nuts. And to answer your question about the Green Party's thoughts on integrating and making life easier for immigrants, we recognize that language is actually essential for getting jobs, for being able to communicate your needs, for being able to access the services we have in Canada. So I think, first and foremost, we have to make it as easy as possible for our new immigrants to be able to learn the language, have access to it, free night school. So that's critical. The second thing is, in terms of family reunification, I think it's almost most critical that parents get their children over, because children pick up language so quickly. I mean, it's just one of their innate skills and abilities to quickly learn a new language. And I know from my own experience in the school system, your children create your new community. Your children create your new scope of friends, because the children they make friends with become the people you associate with as an adult. And, it's such a strong way for new immigrants to actually connect with other Canadian families and feel like they are part of a larger community.
Thanks for the question. In order to make things better for new immigrants, you have to have strong policy, and the NDP does. A disproportionate number of new immigrants live in poverty, and that's unacceptable. Under the Harper government, Bill C-50 was passed, and one of the results of this mean-spirited bill was that family reunification times were increased from an average of 2 to 3 years to up to over 10 years, sometimes 13 years. These aren't just numbers. These are people waiting to see their parents, their grandparents, their children. And your Liberal Member of Parliament, Jim Karvgiannis, didn't even show up to vote against this. He wasn't even present to defend the interests of new immigrants and Canadians. Harper also cut funding to settlement services. He cut about 43 million in Ontario alone. And these vital services are what help people integrate into society. Without them, new immigrants are going to sink farther into poverty. I would restore the funding to these settlement services immediately. Another issue that's very important to me is jobs for new immigrants. Now, about half of new immigrants actually have good job skills when they get here, but can't practice in their chosen fields. And we need programs that would assess international credentials and work towards accreditization of these credentials. We need training and bridging programs so that people can find jobs and pull themselves out of poverty. And just one more point on family reunification. We know that people do better when they've got their family and support around them, so this is a very important issue.
Thank you. So now we'll have the 5-minute debate time.
Okay.
It'll be open debate.
Look, Nancy, I want to set something straight for the record.
Okay.
C-50, and I appreciate the fact that you might not be knowledgeable enough. I was a member of the Standing Committee on Citizenship and Immigration. C-50 had nothing to do with the reunificating parents. And C-50, I was an outspoken advocate of C-50, and I was there. So please do me a favor and get away from the myth. C-50, it was reorganizing the class of immigrants that are coming in. As far as joining family class, parents and grandparents, those levels are put at the minister's office.
Well,
those
fact,
levels,
Jim,
excuse me, I haven't finished. Those levels are not something that the Citizenship and Immigration and/or Parliament voted on. Those levels are something that the Citizenship and Immigration puts out, and Mr. Harper and Jason Kenney, the people that you helped put there, when you voted the Liberal government down, are the people that are causing these long waits.
Well, in fact, let's be clear that the Liberal government has actually propped up the Conservative government.
We're not in
for the
government, we're
last...
in opposition. We haven't propped it.
You have absolutely propped up. You have not opposed them. You voted along with them. May I finish,
you're
please,
the one
Jim?
that
Do you
put
mind
them
if
there.
I finish?
Let's get this straight. You're the one in 2004 that voted them, in 2005
Jim, a debate means that
supported
more
them
than
there.
one person talks.
Well,
And I would like my chance to talk. And
But is
just
it
let me...
a doubt that you put him there?
Just, we're talking...
Yeah, Ms. Pauline.
Sorry,
Thompson
go
will have
ahead.
some
Just, it would be nice if one person at a time could speak in the debate process.
Thank you. I think that it's clear that the Liberals have propped up a Conservative government. They've agreed with them for the last 2 years, and now that we're campaigning in an election, they suddenly disagree with everything that the Conservatives did. Well, you propped them up for 2 years. Secondly, the remark you made about me being not knowledgeable. You know what? This is typical. And I think that voters are absolutely sick of personal attacks. They're absolutely sick of bickering between politicians.
You opened the door to the attack.
They want us to discuss the issues in a respectful way. And they want us to work together. Pauline.
I just would like to say that the backlog actually grew under the Liberal Party from 50,000 to 800,000. So I think there's some combined efforts in these backlogs. I don't think it strictly lies in the hands of the Conservatives or the Liberals.
Well, let's put the numbers on the table. The numbers are 2005 out of India. It was 37 months to bring family class over. Now, currently, 72 months. Out of China, it was 30 months. Now it's 79 months.
Well, my point exactly,
excuse me,
Jim.
let me finish.
My point
let
exactly.
me finish, please. You are the one that said, let everybody finish. I haven't finished giving these figures. Let me finish with the figures, please. Philippines, it was 38. Now it's 73. Pakistan in 2005 was 36. Now it's 82. Sri Lanka in 2005, when the Liberals lost power, was 30 months. Now it's 86. It's a given fact that the NDP, along with the Conservatives and along with the Bloc, took the Liberal government down in 2005. And that's why you have these figures today. So, being lily white and saying, no, we didn't cause it. I'm sorry, but in 2005, you wanted in 2004 for us to give you on the budget. We did. And then we said, oh, yeah, we did it. In 2005, things did not happen.
Promises during campaigns is not the same as delivering.
Would you let me finish, please?
Well, I don't know if you're going to before our time is up, Jim.
Okay, well, thank you.
5 minutes
for Mr. Jim Karvgiannis, and then the rest will have Ms. Pauline Thompson and then Ms. Nancy
You took us
Patchell.
there, so please don't distort the facts. You're the ones that have caused all this. The NDP, by supporting Stephen Harper, lost the government that was rightful for this country, lost the government that was doing the right thing for this country. And now to turn around and say, no, we didn't cause anything. I'm sorry, that's not right.
Well, it's incredible that you would put that spin on it. It's unbelievable. I mean, the NDP works with other parties to achieve results for Canadians, and that means we disagree on policies that we don't think are good for Canadians, and we agree with policies that we do think are good for Canadians. And in fact, we have voted many times against the Conservative government over the last few years. We have not supported many of their initiatives, but the Liberals continue to keep them in government by voting with them. And I want to get back to the issue of immigrants because it shouldn't be political, partisan bickering. This is about immigrants. It's about making it better for them. The NDP has the platform to do this, and when we're elected, we will do it. We will follow through. We will restore everything that was lost under Liberal and Conservative governments.
Yes, I would just like to say that the Green Party is the only federal party that is not ideologically based. They're practically based. They take the best of what Conservative has to offer, what the Liberals have to offer, what the NDP have to offer, and use
Sorry, we have to wrap up for
use
now.
those tools to best serve the Canadian public.
Okay, so we're done the first round of debate, and after the commercials, we'll come back for the second round.